For this week's task, this is a DOK2, so we need to know some of the information and then apply it to something. So this one says Sophie knows that the area of a square garden, this is going to be important that we know it's square, that she wants to fence in is 100 square feet. We want to know what is the side length of her garden. Okay, so what is the side length of her garden? So we need to know that the area of a square is length times width, right? But the side length of a square is the same. So it's really a side times a side, or side squared. Okay, we know that it's 100 square feet, so we can say S squared needs to equal 100. We will solve this by taking the square root of each side. We added the square root, which means we get S equals plus or minus 10, which means there are two options. S can equal 10 or S can equal negative 10. Now, in this situation, we are talking about a length. We're talking about feet, which means the only option that's a realistic answer that works with the measurement is the positive 10, right? Because length or feet can't be negative. Part B then asks us to decide how much fencing does Sophie need. Okay, we need to recognize for the amount of fencing, we're talking about the border that she'd be putting around the square. Okay, so this would be a 10, a 10, a 10, and a 10, right? The fencing around it, the distance around something is our perimeter. So we would need to add up all of these, which will give us a total of 40. Now we want to make sure we're careful with our labels on both of these, because while we're talking about area, which is square feet, the length is not the area. So this just gets a label of feet. Okay, same thing down here. We're talking about perimeter. We're just talking about a simple measurement, which means we would need 40 feet.